Thanks for joining us on National Focus. I'm your presenter, Tasia Floissac. Coming up, small business development gets an additional $3.4 million. Government invests $500,000 in local music industry, and USNS Comfort prepares to leave island. Details of our headline stories and more after this.
Black sikatoka se yo maladi ki ka affecte feuille figue epi banane. Maladi sa la ke weste a lese feuille la apre ou tiwe yo hod plan la. Pa seve feuille figue epi banane ko cushion le ou ka mene dawe la place ebi lot pays. Pa chaye feuille figue epi banane tout partout. Sa ke detwi figue epi banane a pays la. Anou vini asam pou nou protéger dawe pays nou. Au commission au département agriculture.
The Labour Party government remains confident that small business development is a way forward for poverty reduction and economic growth. According to the Honourable Finance Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, small and medium-sized enterprises form the core of the private sector in Dominica and contribute to overall economic development. This is why, in his 2015-2016 National Budget Address, he revealed further investments in small and medium-sized businesses.
Government will continue to pay close attention to the needs of this segment of the private sector, and has allocated during this fiscal year an amount of $3.4 million to provide for small business enterprise development and the development of rural business enterprise centers. The intention is to build more sustainable businesses, particularly in the rural areas.
Also in enterprise development, the Honourable Finance Minister added that the anticipated ICT Centre for Excellence, housed on the grounds of the Dominica State College, has been allocated an additional $500,000. Government expects that the new centre will encourage and prepare business owners to take advantage of the opportunities that ICT can offer for employment and business efficiency. Meanwhile, the island is working behind the scenes as one of 5 countries to pilot a small business development center mode developed by the University of Texas at San Antonio. These steps complement several others taken by government to give small business owners their best chance to contribute to national development. Local music professionals are receiving a $500,000 boost from government for their industry. Recently, Cabinet met with musicians and music industry stakeholders to focus on the music sector's potential for job creation.
The music industry holds tremendous opportunity for job creation. We believe, however, that our music professionals must raise the standard and quality of their product. The government is committed to assist in that effort, and to that end has decided to set aside the sum of $500,000 from the Public Support Program to address a range of issues confronting the industry. We intend to work with the music professionals to draw up a strategy for the industry. As a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, just 2 days ago I met with the music professionals, and I must say they're very, very talented, very, very intelligent people with great ideas, and I believe that there's much more we can do to take advantage of the huge music industry that we have in this world, and government will assist in that regard.
The Honourable Prime Minister expressed his wish for the music industry to advance to a higher standard. Many of the island's top musicians have reacted positively to this new initiative. And also this news time, the United States Navy hospital ship USNS Comfort continues to contribute to the Dominican population through more than just medical services. Throughout the past week, members aboard the USNS Comfort have been reaching out to the community, interacting with youth and elderly, among other charitable deeds. On Saturday, 16 volunteers spent their day painting the new home of the Community Hostels Inc. (CHI) in Bellevue Roll, better known as the Grotto Home for the Homeless. Jonathan Corson is Religious Program Specialist first class on the USNS Comfort.
To us, the main mission is the medical services that we offer, but it's a great opportunity for the sailors to come out and do something else, something outside of medical and outside of engineering. And here we're painting, and there may not be people or kids or the residents of the grotto home here, but we still are contributing to the mission by volunteering our efforts. We've been asked to paint the sections that weren't painted before, but we have nearly all the day, so we'll just get done what we can and then maybe put a second coat on whatever's left.
Corson, who is also coordinator of all the group's projects, indicated that at the beginning of each mission, volunteers choose from a list of available projects for their respective countries. With a total of 15 gallons of paint to the tune of $450, the team got busy covering up the wall primer and giving a more finished look to the building, which is expected to house over 40 residents in short order. He highlighted a few of the group's other projects.
We have a total of 3 volunteer projects. We've done one already. It was at the Rousseau Public Library, where we read to kids and we gave presentations on health and hygiene, dental hygiene, and sports and healthy living. And the Navy Band played there as well. In fact, the Navy Band is now at the old grotto home entertaining the residents there. There have been countries where we've been asked to do 5 or 6 projects or smaller projects. Each country varies in their needs. So here in Dominica, it seems that there are a lot of people who would just like to interact with the sailors. So we've been asked to just show up and spend some time with the residents or the citizens of Dominica.
The team will undertake another painting project at Chances in Jimmet in the form of a mural designed by a sailor on the ship. He says the group is looking forward to interacting with the children and making a few donations. The program specialist also shared with media his impressions of the island.
I think so far everyone is very impressed with Dominica. The scenery is much nicer than we've been to before. Being pierside or on a port with some shops nearby is a really big advantage to being in Dominica. Some of the other countries, our transportation has been very long and cumbersome, so here in Dominica it's a very nice country.
On Thursday, July 30th, the staff of the mission made a presentation of sporting gear to the football academies of Newtown and Portersville. They also interacted with the young players, participating in drills and a friendly match. The ship, which arrived on July 27th, will remain on island till August 7th, 2015. From there, they will head to Barbados for some rest and relaxation prior to their next working stop in the Dominican Republic. In more news, close to 10,000 Dominicans will receive medical attention by the end of the visit of the United States Navy ship Comfort to Dominica. On Tuesday, a closing ceremony was held to thank the ship for its services and to give a report on its mission here in Dominica. This was the ship's first visit to the island. Director of Primary Healthcare and local coordinator of the mission, Dr. Laura Esprit, hailed the historic event as a resounding success. The Ministry of Health and USNS, in planning the mission, anticipated reaching at least 1,200 persons per day at the Portsmouth and Roseau medical sites combined. Dr. Esprit revealed that this target was met and in some instances exceeded.
I am indeed pleased to announce the following preliminary figures for both medical sites. For dental services, 574 patients. Optometry, 1,186 patients. General medicine and its subspecialties, 4,125 patients. Pediatrics, 1,602 patients. Physiotherapy, 494 patients. And a total of 457 patients seen at Portsmouth yesterday, totaling 8,438 patients thus far.
125 surgeries, 60 CT scans, and 16 ultrasounds will also be performed by the end of the mission. The Honorable Acting Prime Minister Reginald Austri sees the mission as a tool to break barriers and encourage the strengthening of bonds between Dominica and the United States. He says not only did the mission assist Dominica's healthcare system, it also benefited the country economically.
We treat this visit of the USNS Comfort as one small effort that will have a tremendous and lasting effect in the strengthening of relationships between the United States and the Commonwealth of Dominica and fostering partnership between and among health professionals of our two countries. I assume that the professionals and officials on both sides have already begun their evaluation and the impact of this experience gained from your visit. What I can say to you from our side is that from a number of CT scans and ultrasounds that you have done, you have relieved the backlog of these procedures that was facing the radiological services here.
Mission Commander Captain Sam Hancock expressed deep appreciation for how the mission was received in Dominica.
We are very fortunate to have worked alongside our friends and partners here in Dominica, and we're very pleased that our first visit here to this incredibly beautiful country enabled us to strengthen our ties in support of our enduring partnership between the United States and Dominica. So in short, and on behalf of the entire crew on board Comfort, thank you again for your continued support and dedication and hospitality to the crew throughout our visit here in Dominica. I would also like to thank everyone that opened up their businesses and the incredible beauty of the island. We had an opportunity for the crew to get out and enjoy some of the incredible beauty of the island during the off hours, very few. But they were able to get out, and I think by far will be one of the most memorable mission stops that we've had on this entire mission.
Meantime, the Honorable Minister for Health, Dr. Kenneth Daru, in expressing gratitude to the work of the USNS Comfort here in Dominica, says the large turnout for medical attention in no way reflects poorly on primary healthcare in Dominica. He says considering the size and financial resources of the state, health services have been remarkable.
Here in Dominica, we boast of a primary healthcare system that has been the talk of the international medical tongue. And although over the years we have seen a shift in focus, and admittedly the enthusiasm and dedication may have waned somewhat, our primary healthcare system still remains a force to be reckoned with, as it provides services free of charge to all and sundry. Its focus on education and preventive medicine is the key to fighting back against the scourge of diseases such as NCDs. And as Minister of Health, I vowed to revamp the primary healthcare system and take it back to where it once was. I say a resounding no to the question posed by the journalist, because as a small island developing nation, limited in both financial and human resources, we have never claimed to have all the answers and solutions as it pertains to the demands and requests of our people. And we most certainly do not have all the services available in our health system. But with the measures put in place, and I can speak to a number of them, free medical care to citizens 18 years and below and 16 years and above, 60 years, sorry. A functioning ICU, new and improved imaging services now available.
The health minister also listed medical professionals specializing in various fields, improvement to the intensive care unit, and the new hospital as some of the measures that have been put in place to improve health care in Dominica.
We are certainly in a better place now than we were 10 years ago, and I can confidently say we will be in a much better place 10 years from now. So my dear journalist friends, the crowds were in no way a negative indicator of the health sector. In fact, an indictment would have been if very little people showed up for the services, because it would mean a lack of preparation and public relations on our part. And if anything at all, it would have also indicated to us that our people have become more health savvy, more health conscious, seeking second and possibly third and even fourth medical opinions.
He says there are also plans to deal with issues in health services on the island. These include changes in policy and administration to make health services more accessible and affordable for all Dominicans. Honorable Daru was addressing the closing ceremony of the USNS Comfort ship first mission to Dominica. Dominica is the 8th of 11 stops of the USNS Comfort ship's US $40 million mission. The ship is scheduled to leave Dominica on August 7th. You're watching National Focus. Still to come, the Ministry of Justice, Immigration and National Security gets $52 million. Stay with us.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
You're watching GIS.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Justice, Immigration and National Security has been allocated $50.2 million to continue its very important work this financial year. $3.9 million of that sum will be spent on capital projects. Featured highly on that list is a project to revise the laws of Dominica.
Justice and peace will not exist without good laws. These laws must be relevant to the needs of the country and accessible to those who need to use them. A general revision of the laws of our country represents an authoritative statement of the written laws of the country up to a specific date. Since the last general revision that brought into operation the 1990 revised edition of the laws of the Comfort of Dominica, numerous laws have been added to the statute books of Dominica. Many of these have been amendments to existing laws, as well as new laws that have repealed and replaced existing laws, or that have been enacted to cover new subject areas. Government has re-established a Law Commission office and has appointed a Law Revision Commission to undertake the revision process. When the revision is complete, a new revised edition of the laws of the Comfort of Dominica will be published in loose leaf form. The laws will also be available on CD-ROM as well as online.
At the end of that project, the Law Commission Office will be required to produce biennial supplement pages and CDs of Dominica's laws. Also complementing the law revision project, the Honorable Prime Minister revealed that 3 amendment bills will be presented to the House of Parliament.
The amendments will be to the Law Revision Act, the Copyright Act, and the Interpretation and General Clauses Act. Madam Speaker, the Attorney General recently met and discussed the draft legal profession bill with a delegation from the Bar Association. This bill, which will be enacted before the end of 2015, will provide statutory support for a new, effective, and long-needed disciplinary mechanism for holding lawyers to account. And also, Madam Speaker, and also protecting lawyers. So it is a balanced law to bring them to account, but in the same way, protecting them, Madam Speaker.
Border management is also on the list of capital projects for this financial year.
An amount of $4 million has been allocated to the Ministry of Justice, Immigration and National Security to meet payments for the improvements to border management. Work has been substantially completed on the new police stations at Laplane and Calibishi, and this will be formally commissioned during the year. As a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, the police officers are now occupying those new police stations, Madam Speaker. Renovation of the police barracks at Monbruce will also be brought to completion.
In this financial year, 38 more police officers will be trained to fill existing vacancies in the force. Also this news time, the Honorable Minister for Energy, Trade and Employment, Ian Douglas, says that through the continued use of grants received through good international relations, Dominica's government has demonstrated proper management of the nation's economy. Honorable Douglas was addressing the House of Parliament last Tuesday.
Our record speaks for itself. Right. We can walk into any international financial institution in the world today and attract loans. But what is even more astounding, Madam Speaker, what is even more impressive is the ability of this government to meet its needs through grants and low concessionary loans, Madam Speaker. That is the hallmark of this government. We continue to be able to finance our public sector investment program largely through grants. And if you look at the figures that are before us here today, Madam Speaker, we see that more than 50% of the budget is financed through grants. And that is because we are respected the world over. We have used the years in government to forge relationships that have helped us out of the economic and fiscal demise that our predecessors between 1995 and 2000 had placed us in, Madam Speaker. And every single mark, every single hallmark, Madam Speaker, every single indicator, economic indicator, shows that this government, Madam Speaker, is on the right track.
The Honourable Minister also commented that growth of the economy under the current administration is visible through various economic indicators.
The banks grew during the last fiscal period. The banks are in a healthy state right now. We look at the insurance companies, Madam Speaker. That is another economic indicator. Insurance companies grew. That is because persons have the disposable income to save, Madam Speaker. Persons have the disposable income to invest more in insurance. And those are facts that cannot be refuted by the opposition, Madam Speaker. The construction sector, we have more builds right now because the economy continues to grow from strength to strength. The agricultural sector, Madam Speaker, is rebounding. Taxes on domestic goods and transactions. That is, the more transactions you have, the more that will be generated through taxes. And we see that taxes on domestic goods increased, Madam Speaker. Every single indicator shows that the government is on the right track. And we continue to invest. We see even more investment being promised in the 2015-2016 budget, Madam Speaker. Taxes on foreign trade. Taxes on foreign trade increased because we are generating more revenue from foreign trade, Madam Speaker. And these are the indicators that are used to show that the economy is on the right track, Madam Speaker. Revenue from VAT, from income tax, from corporate tax, from withholding tax continue to improve, Madam Speaker.
As a result of this, Honourable Douglas is confident that nationals have faith in the current government.
Persons, stakeholders in the Dominican society today, right across the board, have confidence in this government. They have confidence in the direction we are taking the economy, Madam Speaker. They have confidence that the economy is now on sound fiscal footing.
The Honourable Minister added that the Labour Party administration's track record when it comes to economic development speaks for itself.
Every single institution around the world, the IMF, the World Bank, all of those institutions that we do business with, Madam Speaker, have expressed confidence in this government, in the leadership of this government and the direction we've been taking the country. That is not what we could have said of the government, of the regime between 1995 and 2000, Madam Speaker. Today, Madam Speaker, we have again this government coming up with unique, innovative ideas like the NEP, Madam Speaker. We have placed monies at the Aid Bank. We have placed monies at the Government Housing Loans Board. That is proper management of the economy, and that is what we will continue to do.
A $4 million investment in constituency empowerment is proving to be a major benefit to Dominicans. Over the past year, 88 projects have been implemented in communities across the island by the parliamentary representatives for the various constituencies. The Honourable Minister for Constituency Empowerment, Justina Charles, is pleased with the proper use of constituency funds.
When we speak of those projects, we speak of road rehabilitation, housing, washroom construction, assistance in agriculture, inputs and otherwise, our fisher folks, Madam Speaker, development of sports facility. I called out a few, Madam Speaker, but there are quite a few that the parliamentary representative for the various constituencies themselves will use that resources, will determine the area of priority and will use those resources where they think is necessary. And sports is one of the areas that is receiving a lot of focus under constituency empowerment.
A most recent project funded through constituency empowerment was a plumbing program in the community of Grand Bay to the tune of $30,000. And that's the English news. Coming up next, your daily tip. Leggings and tights hug the body, and the closer clothing is to your body, the more it rubs against your skin, picking up sweat and oil in the process. In other words, they just might be the filthiest clothing items you own. Wear them to the gym or more than a couple times between laundry days, and you can set yourself up for fungal infections like ringworm, yeast infections, and rashes. Avoid these infections and others by washing your leggings and tights after using them no more than twice. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Tasia Floissac. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.